we are going to North Baton Rouge to show you Hollywood Heights and Hollywood Acres, a senior citizen affordable housing community for those who are 55 years and older.
This is definitely a really special transaction. It's an incredible development that actually is comprised of 90 units total, 45 units for Hollywood Heights, 45 units for Hollywood Acres. But the thing that makes this really interesting is that it truly is a community. It's embodied and built out into a way that represents single-family homes to be able to match the aesthetic of the surrounding community.
Bailey Coates is a development manager with the Banyan Foundation, who is a co-developer of this project. Working alongside the Banyan Foundation is Partners Southeast. Together, the two companies created an affordable housing community that best fits the needs of Louisiana senior citizens.
This is one of my favorite properties, and I'll tell you why. The fact that sometimes when we deliver housing, we just repeat the same thing over again. There are these massive buildings that we kind of push everybody in. But if you come to this site, you feel as though you're driving through a true neighborhood. If you look at the duplexes, they are intentionally designed to create a sense of ownership. If you drive through, you will see the families, whether it's the seniors, your uncle, your mom and dad, they're sitting out on the porch.
When it comes to designing any kind of development, it's definitely really crucial to take into consideration the needs of the population that you're serving is going to require, especially when it does come to our seniors. Having an area where they can walk around, be able to go outside, be able to have a sense of community that not only optimizes their space, but also gives them the proper tools and amenities in place to help them age has been a really vital component to any development that we are a part of.
The Louisiana Housing Corporation prides itself on serving some of the state's most vulnerable populations. In Louisiana, our senior citizens tend to be a group commonly forgotten and are in need of affordable housing. According to the 2025 Louisiana Housing Profile from the National Low Income Housing Coalition, seniors and people with disabilities who live on a fixed income do not have the financial means to keep up with rising house costs. Through this analysis, at least 26% of senior citizens are considered extremely low-income renter households. Projects like Hollywood Heights and Acres are essential and require more than just affordability. Elderly multifamily housing projects must include certain amenities that make it safe and livable for those who are older and have disabilities.
This is where we have the opportunity to really embrace the uniqueness of Louisiana. I've worked in many other states, and sometimes land is the biggest constraint. When you come to Louisiana, we have a lot of land, and so that allows us to really spread out our different units that we're developing. This is a perfect example of that. If this was any other urban location, we would have to stack these up and put these in larger buildings. But because we have the access to the land, we're able to critically design these homes that really gives you an opportunity to have a sense of ownership.
Whenever you first go into a unit here at Hollywood Heights or Hollywood Acres, you're going to see an open floor plan that really does ensure the optimal ability for seniors to be able to customize their homes in a way that makes sense for them, but also have open access to their kitchens. Upon going further back into the unit, you'll also find the different living spaces for bedrooms, bathrooms, and different accommodations of that sort. But it really is a floor plan that's set to maximize and help them age in place, but also be able to ensure they are able to customize their home however they see fit.
The Hollywood Heights and Acres are strictly for senior citizens who live under a certain area median income, also known as AMI. An AMI is the midpoint of all household incomes in a designated area. It's the benchmark that HUD and other agencies use to classify households into income groups, influencing who qualifies for housing support. We spoke with some of the residents, and they never thought they would have an opportunity to live in a place like this.
I love it that I have my own parking. I love the idea of it being a house and not an apartment. Even though it is a duplex, but it's still a house feeling. I love the people. I have a 94-year-old mom, and that's every week, I'm at my mom's, so they always watch out for me, and they always will say, you know, even if my sister or somebody comes by, they know everybody.
Home is where the heart is for Miss Dolores Hart, who explains having a tight-knit community has been a blessing for her. Ms. Hart's neighbors, Miss Melinda and Mr. Jerome, feel the same.
She woke up one morning and she came through, she went to the office, and she turned around, she said, "We gotta get out of here. You wanna move?
I wanna move over here."
And I told her, I said, "Baby, you do what you wanna do."
Everybody collect phone numbers around here, you know. to get to know each other.
And
call
if
each other.
somebody need a ride, I don't mind taking them nowhere because we older and we all need help.
Hollywood Heights and Acres even provides activities for its residents that have become fan favorites.
They always have events for us to come play bingo, color, painting, you know, cowboy dance sometime and all that.
And if there are no activities that day, Jerome and Melinda will just resort to dancing in their living room. Hollywood Heights and Hollywood Acres received funding as two separate projects through multiple LHC programs, including the Low Income Housing Tax Credit Program, otherwise known as LIHTC. This indirect federal subsidy is a tax incentive intended to increase the availability of low-income rental housing. The tax credit is a credit against regular tax liability for investments in affordable housing properties constructed, acquired, and rehabilitated after 1986. By providing funding sources like LIHTC, it helps LHC to continue creating and building more affordable housing opportunities.
And so this is just an opportunity to really just reinvest in the neighborhood. And I know our families really appreciate the opportunity to be reinvested in a neighborhood such as this.
LHC is an agency that really does so many different things to not only help create a partnership with their local developers as well as outside developers, but really does find ways to help support these communities.
When LHC funds affordable housing projects, we are thinking of the residents it will impact. It requires everyone to have a seat at the table where we work together to close the affordable housing gap for Louisiana residents and to build up our communities to thrive in the future.